So, if you run a local service business, you already know how important Google is, right? But do you know how your customers actually use it to find you and, more importantly, to choose you? Understanding that journey is a total game changer. And today, we're going to break it all down. Look, you've probably done all the right things. You've got your Google business profile set up. Maybe you even have a decent website. When people search for what you do, you show up. But for some reason, all that visibility, it just isn't turning into a phone that rings off the hook or a schedule full of booked jobs. And let me tell you, it's an incredibly frustrating and common problem. Well, this right here is what we call the visibility paradox. You're visible, you're out there, but you feel completely invisible to the people who actually write the checks. The problem isn't that people can't find you, it's what's happening in those critical moments right after they do. So let's trace that path, step by step. Okay, so to really get a handle on this paradox, we've got to put ourselves in your customer's shoes. It all kicks off with a simple need, right? A pipe starts leaking, the AC goes out, or the lawn is just out of control. And the first thing they do is grab their phone and start a search. And just think about the sheer scale of this for a second. A whopping 91% of people go online to look for local businesses. That means pretty much every single person who might hire you starts their journey right there. Your online presence. It's not just some extra marketing thing, it's the front door to your business. But here's the absolute key. Showing up in a Google search is just the bare minimum. It gets you on the track, it gets you to the starting line, but it doesn't mean you've won the race. In fact, it's just the very first hurdle a customer has to cross before they even consider calling you. See, the way customers find you today, it's not this simple straight line from search to call. It's more like they're doing a bunch of quick, informal background checks. They're looking for reasons to pick one business over another, but honestly, more often than not, they're looking for reasons to knock businesses off their list. So here's what that actually looks like. A customer does a search, they scan the map results, and their eyes immediately go to the business names and the little star ratings next to them. They're not just clicking the first one, they're opening a few tabs, comparing, and reading what your past customers had to say. And within like a minute or two, they've already built this mental shortlist of maybe 2 or 3 companies they might actually call. And you have to realize every single one of those little steps is a test. At each point, the map listing, the reviews, your business hours, that customer is subconsciously asking themselves, can I trust this business? Every piece of your information is either building their confidence or it's planting a little seed of doubt. And doubt, well, doubt is an absolute lead killer. So, what's the number one thing customers are looking for to feel safe? You guessed it, reviews. For more than half of all customers, reading reviews is the very first thing they do after a search. Before they even care about what services you offer, they want to know what the experience was like for other people. It's their number one tool for building trust. And this is the exact moment where businesses start getting dropped from that shortlist. On one side, you've got these powerful trust signals. Things like your business name and address being the same everywhere, positive reviews from just a few weeks ago, and a clear list of what you do. But on the other side, you have doubts. The address on your website is different from Google Maps. Your last review is from a year ago, or it's kind of vague if you even offer the specific service they need. Customers don't stop to investigate these things. They just click away and move on to the next person on their list. All right, so let's say you've passed those first few hurdles. Your info is consistent, your reviews are good and recent. The customer has you on their final shortlist, and they make the big move. They click through to your website. This is it. This is the final test. The second, and I mean the second, they land on your website, their brain is firing off these questions. Is this business the right fit for me? Do they look trustworthy? And do they offer exactly what I'm looking for? Your website has just a few seconds to scream yes to all those questions. If the info is buried, if the site looks amateur, or if it doesn't instantly confirm you're the pro they need, they'll hit that back button, and you'll never even know they were there. Okay, let's bring this all back together. We started with a big problem. You're showing up on Google, but your phone is silent. Now we can see all the little places where those potential customers are falling off the path. The real issue here is what we call the trust gap. It's that space between a customer seeing your name on Google and them actually picking up the phone to hire you. And that gap gets wider and wider with every little bit of friction. A lack of recent reviews, an old address, a confusing website. Each one is a reason for them to just give up and call somebody else. And this right here is the one thing I really want you to take away from this. Your problem probably isn't about being found. It's about being chosen. It's all about building and holding on to that trust at every single step of the customer's journey, from that first Google search all the way to the moment they decide to make that call. I really hope this helped you see that whole customer journey in a new light. For more practical insights just like this, designed to help your service business grow, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And hey, if you're at the point where you're ready to close that trust gap for good and really start turning that online visibility into actual paying jobs, the team over at Proper Marketers specializes in doing exactly that. Thanks for watching.